Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to a new paper crafting video. I'm so glad you're here. It is release day at Trinity Stamps, and that means a hop, and I'm going to use some of their brand new products to make an A9 card with these super cute takeout cup characters. The one I'm using is the Santa cup. I'll also use the gingerbread. You'll see that when I get to that part. And I'm building that on top of this coffee to go cup. There's also a new takeout cup that makes a shaped card. I'm going to show you that die set because I will use some elements from it too. So these are all brand new. Now when I'm doing my Santa, I've already cut the cup from white, but the bottom part of the card shows like his suit. So I want to do that in red, but not just plain red. No, I'm going to use this peppermint paper pad from scrapbook.com to cut that bottom half of the cup. So I'm only going to partially cut it so I don't waste any paper. So we have that, and that is going to be his suit. So we're just playing with pattern paper today on these to dress them up a little bit more, but you could totally make this with solid color cardstock. So for my face for Santa, I pulled out this neutrals paper pad, also from scrapbook.com. I like this for skin tones when you're die cutting, and it has a lot of different colors. So I picked out one I kind of liked, was suitable, and I am going to cut out that face piece that you'll see right here. And I wanted to make sure you saw every step of how to put this together. So that's why I'm doing step by step here. All right, so we have the mustache and the beard. Now I cut this from white cardstock, but I put some rip and stick sheet on the front to turn these into stickers. But I want the front sticky because I'm going to add something to make this fuzzy and glittery, and that is Flock with Glitter from Pink and Maine. This is sparkling cottontail, so it's flock with glitter in it, so it's going to make it soft, it's going to make it fuzzy, it's going to make it glittery. It's so good. This sticks down really well with our rip and stick sheets, but you could also use a liquid adhesive here if you wanted. I just think it's really fun for a beard, so that's what I did. They also sell this without glitter, so you can do that too. It's nice to kind of have both. Yeah, and I did the mustache as well. So fun. All right, so I cleaned that up, but then I was like, you know what? Really, his eyebrows should also be fuzzy and glittery, so I did that. I just dipped them in there. All right, now for the belt, I was trying to go for some, kind of funner colors, so I went with that really dark red that's in the pattern paper and a gold buckle. For the lid, I'm going to match that to his suit because the lid kind of represents his hat to me. So then the band on that should be white, like a Santa hat. So I did a white band on the hat. Now that white band is actually from the original Takeout Cup set. I'll show it to you coming up in the video. And I'm going to use some more elements from that die set on this, so you'll see it. All right, so I originally glued the mustache down and then I glued the beard down, but I thought, I think it would look better if the mustache was popped up. Now the squares I'm going to use are thin foam squares from 3L and scrapbook adhesive. I am in love with the thin foam squares. I've never had them before, and I don't know why. I- I'm in love with them. So this just pops it up ever so slightly. And then I decided, well, let's put one in the middle and we'll pop up the nose ever so slightly. It's so good. I'm sure you've tried these before, but if you haven't, I highly recommend them. All right, so I'm adding on the lid slash hat and that white hat band right there. It looks so good, but there's more detail to this lid that's in that to-go cup set. So I'll add that onto the lid here in a bit. So I'm adding on his eyes. There's two rounded dies in this set. One creates the eyes, and that one's a little bit more rounded. And then the eyebrows are a little less rounded. So that's how I keep track of what's what. All right, so we'll add those. I'm just gluing everything in place. Then we have our belt and our buckle. So this is going to go down kind of low on the cup, but it's very Santa representational, right? We need to have that. So I put rip and stick sheet on the back of my buckle to turn it into a sticker. This is that extra piece for the lid. It creates like the side of the lid. The lids in these two die sets, the takeout cup, which makes a shape card, and the to-go set, which makes a single cup like I'm doing right now. The lid detail is amazing. There's extra dies you can add on there. Like this middle one right here is from the to-go cup, which is this die set I'm using. The skinny one is from this one right here. That is the take-out cup set. It has this little die for a stopper. It also has that very skinny white piece that I put on the edge of the lid. So they're great standalone die sets, but they can also be used together. You should definitely check them out on the website at Trinity Stamps. All right, so I really didn't like the red stopper, so I went ahead and peeled off the star I had stuck to it and then added some holly and berries to that. So that finishes off Santa. Now we're going to make a friend for him, and that is the gingerbread cup character. So I'm coming back to that to-go cup and cutting out a gingerbread colored piece, and this is also from scrapbook.com, their gingerbread pattern paper collection. There's a solid color in there that is just perfect for gingerbread. So it's kind of a must-have paper pad. It's so cute too. All right, for all of his frosting parts, I'm going to use some white glitter paper and cut those out. Just, I don't know, it looks sugary and yummy with glitter paper. So I'm going to cut those out, and then we're going to move on to like the candy part. So his nose, he has cheeks, and some buttons. Now originally I cut the buttons with red cardstock, but then I thought it might be just as cute to use the same pattern paper that I used on Santa for the buttons. So I will switch those out. Just gave me a little bit of variation that I liked so much better. Also, this little peppermint, it is made to fit on that stopper. Yes, that one right there. Isn't that cute? A little peppermint stopper. Oh, I love that. Okay, so here's where I'm switching out his little buttons for the pattern paper. I love to use up my tiny scraps, and when you're die cutting, oftentimes you have tiny dies. So maybe you're like me and tend to hoard your little scraps. You never know when you're going to need them. Okay, so here's those two pieces that create the lid. Yes, from the coffee to go. And I did that from another pattern in the gingerbread paper pad. But once I laid everything out, I decided I really want to add some shading to the edge of this. It's like a cookie, right? So it needed a little something. The shadow on there is going to really make this. So I went around all the edges of all the pieces. And I love that this shading sidekick brush, you can drag on the edges. It works really good for that circular kind of blending, but also to drag it on the edge. This is the softest, fluffiest small blending brush I've ever used, and I love it. Now, you know me, I'm not going to waste that ink on my mat. We might as well use it to splatter. And this is a cookie, so I feel like it's going to have that variation, and it's just going to be subtle. So now let's put this together. I decided I wanted my arms to be behind my original cup. By the way, you can make these arms go up as well if you like yay, you know. So I decided to glue the arms down to a white cup base and put my brown one on top. Now it's time for the icing. So I'm going to glue all of these in place so you can see right where they go. I did put this one down a little bit just so I had space to glue on that lid. And this will cover up a little bit of my icing, but you can have it cover up less of your icing if you want, and that will just, you know, make it look a little bit bigger. So however you like it. There's that peppermint stopper, which I'm in love with, and then more icing, and then we'll go ahead and add on the face. So we've got the little winky, I call them winky eyes. It looks like they're kind of squinting when they smile. I love those kind of eyes. He's got a red nose, and again, you could play with this and adjust his face, leave out the nose, you know, play around with how you want to place it. Pull out some dies from your stash, maybe a bow, maybe eyelashes, maybe you have eyes with eyelashes, which I am going to show you towards the end of this video, some eyes with eyelashes on something else I'm adding to this card. So there's my gingerbread cup character. I love it. You know, if you watch my channel, I love all things gingerbread. So I died a little bit when I saw this, like, of cuteness overload. I really love it. So I also love glitter, and I love to make things look sugared. So I use my glossy accents and my rock candy glitter for the win on his cute little face, and buttons and the peppermint candy. So we'll need to let that dry. And then my two characters are going to go onto another piece of paper that I cut to, let me see if I can remember. 8 inches by 5 3/4 because it's going on an A9 sized card. A9, we'll get to that. So this is Emergency Card Essentials die set number 1. I use that little scallop border there to fill in the edge of my card. And now we're going to stamp a sentiment. So I am stamping from this new stamp set called A Cuppa Sentiments. So this stamp set is going to go with all your coffee themes, and it's also made to fit with these die sets because we have one that's a circle and it fits on the circle in the takeout cup set. It's so good. All right, I'm going to have lots more videos with these dies because I'm sure as I'm rambling off, takeout cup, coffee to go cup, you're like, what is what? So I'm going to have videos for this so you guys can really figure out these new line of products because I am completely in love with them and playing with it so much. So I die cut these out with another rectangular strip die from the Emergency Card Essentials kit right there, and then I'm going to snip these apart so I have 3 individual pieces. It's going to go on there like that, and right in the middle I'm going to put the word Christmas using our Simply Sentimental Christmas die set. I'm turning my top letters into stickers, and I'm using rip and stick sheets to do that on the back of my white glitter paper like I did or the same paper I did on the icing for gingerbread. All right, so I'm poking this out so it sticks to its shadow layer, and then we'll have the word Christmas. Now, don't fret if your fallout pieces stick in there. This rip and stick adhesive is made to be slightly positionable for a few minutes before it really settles, so you can easily pick those out. All right, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I folded it in half and creased it, and this is my card base. So this card is giant. I like big cards, and I cannot lie. I hope you do too. So this is A9. I know a lot of my craft roulette friends are like, A9, no way. Maybe this card is going to inspire you, and maybe it's going to challenge Mr. Wheel to pull it up for parameters one day. I would be so excited. If you haven't watched Craft Roulette, make sure you check it out. It's a live paper crafting game show challenge. Every Friday night, they spin for parameters, so you never know what you're going to make, and then you get to make a card with those parameters. We turn it in, we share it with each other. It is so much fun. All right, so this is the takeout cup set next to the to-go set. So the takeout cup is a shaped card. It's going to make a coffee cup shaped card, which I could have built the Santa on and the gingerbread man on and had a shaped card. The other set is to make your singular cups that you can stick on a card, that you could make as a tag, you could make as an ornament, you could stick it on a gift bag, whatever you want to do. And like I said, I have a lot more of these to come for you, so you can see these dies in lots of different ways. All right, so this star and the coffee bean are from the original takeout cup set, the shape card. I added those. I added an extra strip to the inside of my card, and now we're going to make a whole different mug for the inside. This is the Berry Cute mug, which has an add-on to make a cat, a dog. It's got a Halloween add-on, so you can make little monsters, and it's got a Christmas add-on, which is the one I'm using. I'm going to make that reindeer cup because it is too cute for words. So I just thought with so much room on the inside of this card, why not add another cup? So I'm doing this one because I just love it. It's so cute. So I added some more of that pattern paper. That's the gingerbread pad from scrapbook.com. I added that dark coffee there at the top, the whipped cream with white glitter cardstock. I'm adding his top of his face, and there's those winking eyes with eyelashes. You could take those and put them on the gingerbread cup to make it a little gingy girl. Wouldn't that be cute with the two of them on the front of an A9 card? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. All right, so I'm also adding the cheeks, which is from that gingerbread cup set. I used a really pale pink for this, and I just think it's so cute. I couldn't stop adding it to all the characters. All right, for his antlers, I just loved that fuzzy, glittery look so much on Santa's beard. I pulled out some brown, and I think this is teddy bear. I showed it a minute ago, but it also has the glitter, and you can get it without the glitter too. But to have the fuzzy antlers on here makes my day. And did you notice the glittery nose? That's craft glitter foam from Spellbinders. I love that stuff. So he's got lots of glitter going on. The pattern paper, the pink cheeks, he's too cute. So I originally had just stuck the star inside of here with the coffee bean, and I knew I needed more, so I picked it off, and then the spot where I picked it off was kind of messed up, so I covered it up with my mug and added the star back in. It kind of reminds me of like a Christmas cookie. Yeah. All right, so that is my card for this hop. There are other cup characters, a nutcracker, the polar pals. So lots of fun with coffee cups. Plus, there's so much more to this release that I haven't even talked about today, but you can get more inspiration in the hop. So the rest of our design team has some videos, or they have inspiration for you on Instagram. So I have a playlist in the description box below. You click on that playlist and you can see all the videos there and watch them. And I'll link to my Instagram as well, so you can hop along there. And of course, there's also a giveaway. So be sure to hop along with us, and I'll see you all again very soon with more videos. Thanks for watching, and happy stamping. Bye.